Hello, hello. Welcome back to our channel, Leo and Dave.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hello,
Is
Dave.
liquidity coming? Hello, Leo. Is liquidity coming?
Yes.
Are we selling?
I think it's gonna be the topic of today,
That's the
and I
topic.
think it's very interesting because it's been since last month the Fed is printing again in secret. They're not telling that they are printing, and it's the first time since 4 years. So originally, I thought the market was going to decrease, but this news is changing everything. Is it a reversal? So today we're gonna watch
Jerome
the
Powell.
speech of yesterday with Powell.
Yeah. Yeah, let's get the speech. And he gave a talk. There was a panel. We're not too interested in what everybody else said. We'll just look at what Jerome Powell had to say while Leo gets this video up. And then what we'll do is we'll have a look at gold. We'll have a look at this unbelievable run that is happening in silver. And we'll have a look at Bitcoin to see what's going on. So at the moment, gold has stagnated. It's going sideways. Silver is skyrocketing and Bitcoin has collapsed. So what we want to do is look at these three today after we try to figure out if we're going to get some liquidity, or is it a hoax? Is it a scam? Because keep in mind, what happens in the media is they tell you to buy at the tops and at the bottoms, they tell you that it's going to keep collapsing forever. You know, they don't want you to buy the bottom. They don't want you to buy the top. They don't want you to sell the top. They want you to do the opposite. You know, and
Of course,
this is what,
it's where they make the money.
And so this is the issue that we've got. And so hopefully we can try to figure out what is going on. Have you got that video? Did you figure out how to do it? We're new to live streaming. We're newbies. How's your internet? Is it your internet or mine? No, I can't see it. No.
1 second. Yes, I need to
share screen. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Maybe put it on 1.25 or something speed or something like that. So yeah, something like that, just so that because we just want the information.
1.5.
Yep. There we go. There's the man. He's going to be out of a job soon.
Okay. Let's see how it works.
Thank you, Michael, and thanks to everyone for being here. I'm deeply honored to have been asked to speak here today about the remarkable legacy of George Shultz. And just to be clear right at the start, I will not address current economic conditions or monetary policy. So I've been an admirer of George Shultz since my college years. I saw him then and now as a great role model. As I mentioned just a few months ago when delivering the baccalaureate address to Princeton's class of 2025.
Yes.
It's interesting. He said that he's not going to comment on monetary policy or anything.
I remember energetic economic discussions at group lunches in the conference room at Hoover. George was also
I'm moving fast.
With honesty and respect, including those with whom he had policy disagreements. Labor leaders welcomed his appointment as Secretary of Labor, and as many of his contemporaries remarked, faced with divergent views and difficult issues, he was extraordinary. Fairly well qualified.
It's a good start.
It's Christmas.
Good start.
To face the challenges of a labor secretary, and indeed went to Los Angeles to talk to President-elect Nixon, just to make sure that President-elect Nixon knew what George's views were on labor economics.
And he's a labor economist. This is the middle of the last century when there's a great debate about labor.
You might have to go further.
Communists
It's just waffling at the moment. Might have to go maybe towards the middle. Hopefully he's got something interesting to say. That's Condoleezza Rice. We don't need to hear from her. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So this brings us, Connie, would you hop in on the gold window?
Which person here is not like the others? I'll leave that to the economist.
All right. Then the wage and price controls. Again, I'll set it up.
Talking about wage and price
President Nixon
control.
imposes wage and price controls. Director, as he was then, director of the Office of Management and Budget, George Shultz opposes the measure, but finds himself overruled by John Connolly, as Secretary of the
Let me go
Treasury.
forward.
Yeah, history.
George Shultz was on the right side of that. Paul Volcker was on the right side of that. But to me, there's a takeaway there, which is that, our understanding of the economy is ever evolving. The economy itself is ever evolving. So I think we always, those of us who are doing economic policy, have always got to remember that the structure of the economy is always changing, and
What's
that our
with your
understanding of it is always
internet?
highly uncertain.
Can you
So
pause that for a second?
certain things
Is your internet really slow, or is it me that
Is
it stopping?
Yeah, but it's the first time that it happened to me.
Really?
Yes. Anyway, let's try a bit further.
In disciplining the dollar represents an intellectual. Well, it's not just a policy; it's an intellectual victory. Is that right? Am I understanding that correctly, Mike?
In that 10-year period, we also
Let me go forward. That's okay.
Best.
So he obviously got the big things he got right. So collective bargaining he got right, exchange rates he got right, wage and price controls. He was right on those issues, and history has very much vindicated that. And of course, he was a great Secretary of State and helped end the Cold War. I mean, we could be here just listing his, let alone discussing his many accomplishments. But I would say, as important as his extraordinary achievements is the way he approached public policy. I am very
They're just talking about
very much with me that the way he
Oops.
brought people together with
this
respect
is not useful at
and
all.
integrity, and wound
Let's
up
go faster.
being able to
Let's get out
foster
of here. Yeah. Maybe go towards the end. Hopefully there's something here. Yeah. We don't want to hear about
George Shultz approach to public policy and engagement are exactly what we need now.
I think George would.
Yes, I think we can Skype. Let's go back to.
Not good. All right. Well, his latest talk didn't help us at all. The basic rhetoric out there at the moment is that quantitative tightening has ended. Obviously, we don't have any charts or anything to show anybody, but quantitative tightening apparently has ended, and liquidity is coming, and we have pretty much 5 or 6 days until we find out whether we're going to get a rate cut or not. And the market seems to be sideways to up a little bit at the moment. So,
But I have a nice graph to share with you. Give me 1 second. Can you see my screen?
yes.
So here, this is the graph from overnight repurchase agreement. This is how the Fed is injecting liquidity. And like I said, there was no injection since 4 years, a little bit in July, but since November is like 130 billion of injection into the market. So that's huge, and that's a good news for the market. What do you think, Dave?
Oh, personally, I think the best news would be to collapse the market, pull all liquidity out, raise interest rates, and shut it down for the next couple of years. That's my opinion. So, good or bad news, I guess. If number go up and you're holding right now, I guess, but we're already in a bubble, and pumping it with trillions more dollars, what is that going to get on the S&P? Another 10%, maybe? I don't know. What is it going to do? And I guess that's kind of the issue, isn't it? It's so
Yes, but this is a bullish signal. Doesn't matter where we are in the cycle, a bullish signal is a bullish signal, and this is very positive for all the risky assets.
the thing is, when any stock goes up so much, there comes a point where people start deciding to take some money off the table. They start deciding to take some cash off the table, and we've got to be at least, if not there already, we've got to at least be 90% of the way. If these charts continue to just like go up like this, I don't know, like they could. I'm of the belief that we've got one more pump coming, definitely. So is this chart real? Like I mean, what I mean is the data real? Because we know that the
Yes,
government
yes.
lies. The government tells us that inflation's at 2 or 3% now. I think Jerome Powell, he said that inflation's 2%, and in the United States, people's baskets of shopping have literally doubled in price. So that's like 100% since COVID. It's like 25% year on year almost, or more. So the whole idea that cost of living is only increasing by 2 or 3% is absolutely ridiculous.
Yes, it's because they take into consideration many product that people don't purchase every year. So when they do the CPI, Consumer Price Index, they add.
I'm fully aware. They choose a basket of goods. But if I went through and I did this, in Sydney, 2023, 2024. I got a basket of goods and I measured it. It came out about 25%. Massive increase.
It's because they take into consideration some products that you don't purchase.
Yeah, exactly. They take into account things that are getting cheaper.
A dishwasher, washing machine.
Yeah. So how do we know this data is real? What are they trying to tell us?
What I would love to understand is why now the Fed is doing this, why they are injecting liquidity. There is always a reason. Is it because the economy is not doing so well? Is it because they want to pump the market for the president? Is there some election soon? So
I think
the midterm. The midterm.
So I think I think because of all of the expenses that they have at the moment, they've got Ukraine, they've got Iran, they've got Venezuela, they got Mexico, They've got all of these issues that are costing the government a lot of money at the moment, and they failed in Iran. They've basically failed in Iran. They're failing, even though it seems like they're going to have another shot at war in Ukraine. And they've just started to prepare to do something with Venezuela. This all costs a lot of money. They've got major problems in Mexico at the moment, and they've just pushed Japan into a few little skirmishes with China at the moment. They're losing political will within South Korea. There's a lot of money that's getting thrown all over the place at the moment, and my opinion is that if they do increase liquidity, I don't think that will reach the person in the street. And I think inflation will continue going up. I think 2026 will be an awful year for the average human being, the average citizen. And I think the middle class that might be holding stocks, I think they're going to lose a lot of money over the next 12 months as well.
Why?
I think because of what I just said, all the money is going to be going elsewhere.
You think this money printing is not going to go into the market?
I don't think it will go into the market. And if it does go into some sort of stocks or something, it will go into something that we're not aware of yet. It might be going to build out some new. They might be building some factories in the United States right now. I don't know. They might be moving. They might be fitting out something somewhere else. We don't know just yet. There's definitely a lot going on at the moment that we are not aware of. And when I look at it, I don't think that there's enough cash to then just pump the market, because also there's another thing is when you have a look at all of the stock market collapses, they the roaring 20s. There was a roaring 20s. There was a stock market bubble just before the world wars kicked off, and it seems to be there's a correlation there. There's a bit of a connection where we have these major bubbles. They pop these bubbles, all of the cash comes out, and then it goes into some sort of a geopolitical game that they're playing. So my take on it is that a lot of these stocks are so high that there's all this cash that can be taken now. There's all this free cash. It's in a bubble, because when you're in a bubble, that's when, if you're the government and you're holding all of this, or the wealthy, you get to take the cash out. It's as simple as that. That's why you pump a bubble, and that's why at this point you put out articles like this. You get Jim Cramer out in the media telling people to buy, because you don't care about the average person in the street. You want them to buy the top so that you can take their cash, because you don't care about them. So that's my take on it.
I get it.
When you're in a bubble, it's like you like we bought Bitcoin right at the bottom. We got in at 18K. We didn't get the exact bottom, but we got in right at near the bottom. When Bitcoin does a 300%, you start looking at it thinking, I'm up so much. How greedy do you need to be? It goes to 120K. You start thinking, well, it's musical chairs at this point. You're going to get out or not? And so when that's the game that's being played right now, who's going to get out first? And sure, it might pump a little bit higher. That just might give people the ability to get out without anyone noticing. So that's the whole point of number go up so you can sell and take cash. That's my take on it anyway. We don't just hold in perpetuity forever. because you need to take the money out and spend it sometime. We don't hold to the top and then to the bottom for fun, you know.
Agree. For me, it's still a positive, how to say, I will say at least a short-term positive signal. I don't know how.
So does this chart tell us that there's a lot of liquidity entering right now?
Yes, but it doesn't tell you if that it goes to which market. It doesn't tell you exactly where the money is going. It's just they are printing money, but we don't know where it's going. That's the tricky thing. And like you say, they might be printing for another reason that we don't know.
I was doing I just had a little bit of a look to try and find out what happened to this this Donald Trump dividend, you know, the $2,000. There's not much news about that at the moment either. And it's the same thing. It's Taco Trump. You know, everything he says is just a lie. Oh yeah, we're gonna give everyone $5,000. There's gonna be a Doge check given out to everybody. Next thing you know, there's going to be a $2,000 dividend, they call it. And where is it?
Everything he said happened the opposite. I don't know why.
So he gets the clicks, he gets the pat on the back, and then nothing happens. The same. So I don't see that liquidity entering the market either. I don't see Main Street getting 2K that they can just gamble on crypto. So yeah, my take on it is who knows? A lot of people, if they were given 2K right now, would they be able to spend it, or would they have to spend it on surviving at the moment? That's the issue. 2026, the inflation is going to be horrific. It is going to be so bad, you know. Especially
what make you say that?
Well, it seems like the opposite has been happening. You know, interest rates only just started lowering this year, and then they paused it, then they lowered it a little bit. We might get another lowering this in December. And so what happens in the next couple of months when they say, okay, we've lowered it enough, that's it. And then we look back and we realize that was it. We get 1 year, and it wasn't even really that low. They didn't really give us much because they're trying to avoid, you know, overnight hitting, you know, telling us that's 3% inflation when it's 30%. And there comes a point where the average person, you know, not just notices and complains, they really become angry and political. And this is kind of what they're trying to avoid, I would say. So we've had a lot of liquidity. We've had you know, the inflation should continue to be bad for the next 12 months. That's my take on it. And I remember Trump was having all of these. Remember, he couldn't convince Jerome Powell to lower the interest rates. And so
yes,
what did he do?
For months.
What did he do? He had the entire government trying to figure out how to fudge the numbers. That's what they were doing. They were spending like a good month or two trying to fudge the numbers, trying to convince Jerome Powell that it's time to lower interest rates again. So we don't know what dodgy things they did in the back end. We don't know what what has been going on. So this is why I look at this chart and I start thinking, but what have they been doing? They've been fudging numbers and moving cash around. Not to mention the fact that there's clearly no new cash going into the bubble because Oracle sends some cash to Palantir, then Palantir sends some cash to NVIDIA. They've got the AI bubble that they've been the inner circular economy that they had going. So, you know, there's no evidence after all of this year of new cash entering the market. And so if anything, it seems like a lot of a lot of the market, if liquidity does come in, it might not pump the market. It might just go into whatever debts they have at the moment, and might go into geopolitical purposes. You know, that's my take on it. It just seems like, you know, you've got a homeless guy, you give him 2K and he spends his money on rent. He can't go and buy Bitcoin, you know.
And now it's not a secret for anyone that Bitcoin and crypto are very unsafe and unreliable. So, how to say, at the start of it, like 2020, everyone were, how to say, a bit naive and hoping that the market will go up forever, and there was not all this story of fraud like that happened in crypto, like the people get their wallet stolen or their crypto stolen. So people are less naive than 5 years ago. So obviously,
And I saw a video with Plan B, and Plan B, he covers his face for a reason, because he's so wrong. You know, I'd be hiding my face if I was making such terrible calls all the time too. And you have a look at the chart, and the last 4 years, this guy's been consistently wrong for 4 years. You look at the chart, and his target was like, I think it was like 400K. And he didn't even get halfway through to the target. And today's video that I saw, he's saying, oh, well, this kind of happened in 2021, and then it skyrocketed again. So he's basically saying that he thinks that first peak in 2021, we've just hit the gulf by dumping down to 80K, and now we're going to skyrocket up again back to 125. If that was to happen, we're not going too much higher than 125, 126, 127. That's it. That will be the top. And don't get me wrong, I kind of think that is a possibility. But at this point, if you're going to put your money in and try gamble on that, you might as well go to the casino. You're crazy. Sorry.
let me share the Bitcoin graph.
I think we need to do a stream when Jerome Powell gives his meeting for the next rate cut.
Yes, I think it's next Wednesday.
Yeah, I think if we can somehow time it and we can go live while he's doing it and we can watch it, that might be good for us. Might also get some clicks too. Might get some live viewers actually, you know.
This is Bitcoin on daily basis.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Nice bounce from the 80 to now 92. So it's like 15%. 15%.
Yeah. It could go back to 100. It quite easily could, and then suck a lot of people in. In a way, I would love to see it just pump to 100, maybe 110, 20, something crazy, and then just dump in everybody's faces, and then see the alts rip. I'd love to see a lot of the alts just rip, and we get maybe a good month. That's it. You know, towards the end of December, you know, maybe Christmas or whatever, it all finishes. And then this cycle would make sense again, and it would make perfect sense. And then you and me, we can make videos watching and looking for the bottom of Bitcoin again. We can reset. We can make sure we do it right this time. It's the exact bottom getting.
So the top was October, and last cycle it was November.
I can't see the chart.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Can you
go
see?
share screen.
Can you see? Yes.
Yep, I can see now. Yeah,
So
yeah.
top
Like-
here in October. Last cycle is November 21.
Like, do we really have enough time for this to pump again? Like, do we really have enough time? Because if it skyrockets from here, it just won't make any sense. Like, if it skyrocketed up to, where was that last peak on? See how there's two sort of mountains?
Here?
You can see 120. No, the top right of the screen, you've got this mountain, and then go left,
This one?
left again, left. Yeah, that one there. Where's the top of that?
January this year.
Where? What is the number? I can't
109. 109.
actually. Oh,
109.
oh, okay. I can see now. Yeah. You know, like if it did go up to around there, and that's just me doing technical analysis, you know, horoscopes for men, reading your palm, reading your star signs. Look, then the chart would still look a little bit weird. It wouldn't look that weird. But you know, ideally, then that would give us a good reason to just dump from here.
I think we can go back to 110.
Yeah,
Why
like
not?
the thing is, when you look at a lot of the stocks out there, they're getting ready to finish up this cycle. They're almost done for now. And when they start moving down, Bitcoin's not going to do the opposite.
It's funny because at the start it was supposed to be something uncorrelated with the other market, but he happened to be very connected and correlated to the Nasdaq. It's funny how it changed. But you know, originally it was supposed to be very something to go up even when the other market collapse. But it's just becoming how to say, just an option now. It's like very, very leveraged. The Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Should we look at Ethereum?
Well, I guess we both agree that we could pump a little bit higher from here. I don't really see it like it could maybe go sideways from here and then fall off a cliff back to what, 70. It could legitimately do that. But I think it's likely to go higher from here before going down.
This is called a triple shoulder. When it does like this, like one shoulder, two shoulder, three shoulder.
Yeah, and that kind of makes sense if we do go back up near 100K and we go sideways, and then it would make the perfect, perfect pattern.
It will be a triple shoulder, and then it will consolidate around 60, 50, like what we were telling last week. So it could be.
But I don't think it would last as long as May. It would probably finish up sooner than that. You can see the top. If you go back to 2021, there was a shoulder, a right side shoulder. See, there's the right one where your cursor is.
So one,
but if
2, 3.
Yeah, how long did that third one go for? So
you mean from the bottom to the top?
Yeah, that point there, all the way through to the right.
January 22 to April, 2 months and a half.
Ah. Wow.
It was during the start of the war in Ukraine.
So people were still hoping for a reversal in April.
Yes.
Imagine if you're holding there, you're like, oh, come on, back up, got to get back up, and you're holding some alts.
I know, I was there.
This is what a lot of people are doing right now. But the thing is, the probability of us beating 125K again from this point at this part, this time in the cycle, the probability is so low. Like 100K, sure. And in a way, if this was to happen, it looks so similar, doesn't it? This thing could go sideways for the next couple months and just torture people before dumping again. See, this is why around 125 I was telling people, look, if you're still holding any alts, get out now. Yeah, it's not looking pretty, that's for sure. I would not be playing with this at all.
So the bottom should be end of next year, then end of 26.
When was
previous bottom is end
back
of
a little
22.
bit?
So previous bottom is end of 22.
December,
so we'll make,
yeah.
So yes. Let's look on a weekly basis to see how it looks.
Yeah, so July, so 6 months from now, 6-7 months from now, this thing still could be grinding people down.
So it can bring people like buying because it's the end of the year, thinking, oh, it's gonna go up until 110, something like this, and then collapse to 60.
Yeah, Crypto James is still pumping out videos saying this could do 300% or 400%. He's like still pumping out videos now on alts that could possibly do something. It's like we're at the top. We're in a lot of trouble. So that bottom, at the end of 2021, that first dump, the point that you touched on before, not that one, the bottom one on the left, down. No,
This
the
one?
one that you missed. You touched
this one?
yeah, this one. What's that number? 30. Oh wow, it almost halved. It almost halved. So in theory, from here, we could go to 60K. Yeah, so it could, and if you have a look, like, I don't know, if we're gonna play horoscopes here, see the little spike in the middle of that downward trend? Can you see it?
This one?
Up on the same trend? No, we're not there yet. We're not there. We're doing the dump. Left, a little bit, up. There.
But
See that little.
This looks what happened 2 weeks ago.
Just see that little. If you can zoom in there.
Let me try.
That could be where we are right now. if we were to repeat, yeah, there where your cursor is right now.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, and then it could go sideways for a little bit, and then just dump down to 60.
Yes.
So
we are. What you are telling? Give me a second. Is that we are here?
Yeah, there. Yeah. Can you zoom in there? Though?
Oh, I have all these graphs.
Advanced
Yes,
technical analysis. So
So
the price. What is the price? No need to leave mark or anything. Oh, I guess you could leave a mark.
So
But can you touch the bottom of it and the top of it? Not there. No, the move in the middle. Yeah, not the.
no, 1 second.
I don't think you know. In the middle, not there. Not. We don't want to touch that. No.
From here, 1 second.
I think I need to have my own chart.
This one.
So
From this.
just move the cursor a little bit higher. I don't know what you're doing. You're drawing. Why are you drawing lines? You don't even know where I want to go.
So we are here.
Yeah, well, we're not there. You don't know that. We're somewhere. So where's that top? Yeah, that top that you just touched. What number is that? The top
52.
of that. That's 52. And where's the bottom on the left of that little move? Not that one. A little bit higher.
This one?
Higher. There. Let's not just grab
45.
45. So, that's like 33% dump. 43, and the other one was 52, was it? 52.
So it's like up 15%. It's exactly where we are at the moment from the bottom of 2 weeks ago.
So so from 125k, 30 something percent off that, it kind of is that dump that we just did to 80k.
Let me calculate.
It is uncanny how close this is to history repeating. It is insane. I remember looking at the when we had the halving, it was almost like you knew what was going to happen. And when we had that dump earlier this year, where Bitcoin dumped and the entire market melted to zero, basically, Bitcoin went down to 73, 74. It was almost so predictable what was going to happen after that. This is so. It's amazing.
Can you believe? So 69 the top in November, the bottom is 43, which makes 37%.
Okay. and where is 125 to 80? What percentage is that? Is that 37%?
No, it's 35. So almost for 2% is the same.
Oh my God, that is crazy. So the next move is we're going to 60k. We're going to 60k.
No, exactly 36%. Exactly 36. So 4 years ago it was 35. 4 years ago it was 37. And this time it's 36. 1% difference. Can you believe?
No way. Has anyone noticed that? Has anyone seen that? Are we the only people that have seen? So okay, if that happened, we're going to halve basically, because the bottom of the next move, the bottom of the next move at the bottom, down, yeah, that move there, that is
33.
That's basically 50%, isn't it?
A bit more. So a bit more. Let me tell you exactly. 69 multiplied by.
So we're going
it's
to
like 52%. If we get the same, we go to 60.
65 range, basically. 65k is next then.
So maybe just something like this, and then here.
And then the entire thing would make more sense. Everything will make a lot more sense. And that's weekly. So we've got 2 more weeks, or next week we dump.
And then from 60 from 60 we go back to 85 and 90 to make you believe.
Okay. So this is like on a weekly chart. This is the double dump. You know, when Bitcoin drops, it does do these. For lack of a better way of describing it, it does a double dump. It dumps, gives you a little bit of hope, you get sucked in, and then it cuts you in half again. It happens on the daily chart too, but this is on a weekly chart. History just repeated there. I hope you clip this up and put this 3 minutes in a short. This is it. We just discovered something. That is insane. So okay, the call is we're going to 60 to 65 in the next how many weeks? Like next couple months, probably.
Give me 1 second. So November to November. Hey, it could be February.
Okay. So approximately February will be at 60K. 60, 65K. February 2026, we're going to be 60, 65K. That's the call. Lock it in. Put it in a short.
We'll see. We'll check if you're right, Dave.
Well, now that we looked at that, and now we know that liquidity is a scam. I don't know. Are we going to go back to 100K?
Maybe yes, to suck more people because there is this psychological threshold of 100K.
What's Bitcoin at right this second?
What? 92.
It's time to get out. So it lasted 3 weeks here. How many weeks have we been at this range? Can you zoom in on where we are right now on the weekly? Yes, 2. Oh, so maybe 1 more week and then we dump, in theory, if we were to repeat. Because there was the 1 more week. When does this week end? What day?
You mean Sunday?
What is can you zoom in on this week? So, and then go to
Sunday 8?
Go to the candle just before 24 because it's 31 days. So that means
to 30. It was 30 days.
So that's 7. So on the 7th of December, that candle ends. So in 3 days, that candle ends, and the next candle should still hold up. If history repeats. This is easy. So we're going from 90 down to 60. Time for a short.
We'll see.
So it will have 1 more peak too. It could next week pump 1 more time, in theory. And in a way, 2021 looks very similar if you ignore March 2024. If you ignore March 2024, just ignore that area. March to August, you ignore that magnificent run. And that's the thing. I remember March looking at it thinking, this is too high. And everyone's saying, we're going to 100 next. This thing just goes up. Don't worry. Who cares if it's parabolic? This is what Bitcoin does. It goes to the moon. And then the thing just grinded people down to August. And I remember checking it. I spent thousands of hours watching from March to August. And that was the move, because I didn't have conviction enough. I remember sitting there going, I'm up looking at my portfolio going, I need to just sell everything. And then you look at that next one, 2025 at the peak, that's December 2024. And then you got this peak that we literally just had. It's exactly the same as, well, technically, see how it's flat? December 2024, it's kind of flat. It's kind of like the flat left pump that we had in 2021. It's so similar. Like,
yes.
This is why these people that look at the charts, this is why they exist, because there is a pattern. We're going to 60K next, 60, 65K, but we could tap. So you could probably measure this and think, okay, so 92, what do? We go to 95 maybe, if we're lucky. We touch 95, 96, and then we get out.
It's very similar.
Very similar. One flat. There's just like, you can see March, and you look at July, there's a premature pump that ruins it. There's a premature pump and dump, and that was all of March was the premature pump. And the same thing happened in 2021. And that's the psychology of the market. That's people knowing that it's pumping. And as soon as it gets up to a fair value where they start thinking, I'm up, I like this, I'm good, they start getting out. And then the panic ensues. And in the past, back in 2017, it wasn't the amount of money that was, you could move the money, you can move the chart with, less money. Now it's like you need billions of dollars to be flowing fast to get this thing up.
Yes, the tricky part is this part. Let me draw it. Is this year that if you look in 2021, it was all in one. So somehow the bull run from 24, beginning of 24, should have happened later, but it happened early, and is why, yes, like you say, people thought that it will go parabolic from here. So myself included.
Well, actually,
here, we thought it will go here.
But no, that's not what people thought, because the chart is evidence that the people who held there are the people who were living in the past, and they couldn't see what was going on there. It was quite obvious in March it was time to get away from this, because when we hit 60, 65K, around that mark, people were panicking already, and then the thing skyrocketed again. I remember watching it. I had some friends selling around 60. They got out and they were like, oh, this is too risky for me. And then it went to 70, 73K from memory, something like that. And you could tell it was already blowing off top. And the market's wiser now. So, how many people right now are going to be hoping that their alts pump? Because that's the thing. a lot of these alts could pump. But where's the
Because
money going to come from?
they are done 80%, 90% from the top. So this is.
And
I
this is
cannot
how
believe they're going to take another 90% down.
So this is the psychology of it right now. If you're down 80, 90% right now, and this thing pumps and it goes to like 95, something like that, and your alts get a little bit of a run, it's time to get out, because you're going to go 99% down if it goes 60. And those alts are going to get flushed out, and there's going to be fresh alts in the top 100 that you've never heard of before, with new stories and new narratives, new magic, world-changing, world-beating technology.
And all the old ones going to be drawing down, and we'll just take 10% up in the next bull run.
I've changed my mind after looking at this. I think 95, and then we dump in the next week or two, and it's going to take everybody by surprise, and it is going to be glorious to see. Just blood in the muck, just collapse to 60K. That's when I feel good. That's when I start thinking, yes, we've got, and then at that point, we're going to have our reversals, right? We're going to have the same reversals. We're going to have some green candles, but when we get down to 60K-ish and it reverses, it goes to 70, 80, something like that, and then we crash again. And, that's when we start thinking, look, like, July, August, all the way through to December, next year, that's when we start thinking, look, we can actually play down here, because this thing's going to go up from here. I feel so safe throwing all my money in. Like if we get down to like 60, where's the bottom? We kind of figured out it's around 40, didn't we?
Yes.
40, 50. So, this could be like every other bear market, torture for people for the next 12 months, just utter torture. And this is the cliff we kind of need. We kind of need a good collapse to 60, just so everybody in the market realizes, game over, baby. This is it's time to really start panic selling whatever alts you've got.
If I cut the time period, and let's say if we do that, next year is a bear market until end of 26, and 26 is the right time to buy.
Yeah, and when you really look at it, can you go to the left big box you've got there? No, zoom in on the left box. Yeah. See how it just goes red. There's the long red candle down. It's like a whole bunch of red candles. The end of 2022. Not the the bottom of that. No.
This one?
No.
This
no,
one?
no, that's a small one. That one. What's that price? That is 18.
Yes, it means it's the time to buy.
18, and when you look at it, so then it had a bit of a reversal. Down there, which we will be there in the next 6 months. That's when the game is on. That's when we get some red candles, we get a dump, throw your money in, and if it drops 10% or whatever, you're like, hang on, we're already 80% down. We're good. The next 3 years we'll be back at 125K. You see? So and where would that be? Would that be 50?
With the same percent?
Would that be 50?
No, less, but I don't think we're gonna do the same person as last time. So
Because let's just say it's 50-ish. You know, by the way, a lot of this is some of the reports out there, is some of the old accounts, the old crypto holders that have been holding on for like 10 years, they started selling this time, which means the old solid strong hands that they used to have, they're starting to sell some Bitcoin off, which means the majority, I would say, of the paper hands that are out there, fingers crossed, could get us down to 30 if we're lucky. I'd love to see 30.
it's funny because I was reading something very opposite to that. I was reading that now Bitcoin is spread into more hands so that it can more diluted, like you have more small hand, and this will make the price not go down like last time. So last time it did 75% down, and because you have a lot of small hand, they might not sell. I don't know, because when you have a big hand, he can dump straight away, but you need more hand to. So if someone has 100 Bitcoin, he's gonna sell it in 2 minutes, but you need more hand to sell 100 Bitcoin now.
Or even if someone has 100 Bitcoin, they might just sell 10 Bitcoin. But if you've got, I understand that does kind of make sense. There'll be hodlers that have a quarter of a Bitcoin and they decided that they're just going to hold it. They're not going to trade. They're not going to play this game. They're just going to hold it until they retire or something, hoping to turn it into $1 million or something. That could be it. That could, you could be right there. Yeah. What an like hodlers have got to be, the hodlers are great, because without the hodlers, we wouldn't have people to exploit. Hodling is such a ridiculous idea, but
Anyway, it will be interesting first to see next week the Fed meeting, what's going to happen, how the markets react. So we're going to try to make a call at the same time to see the reaction of the market. It's always interesting when you move up and move down like at the same time.
Hang on. The Federal Reserve meeting, we have to do a live stream there. That's next week.
Yes, 10.
Okay. And that's when the next candle starts. We could have the Fed Reserve meeting and then Bitcoin does the next collapse, and it starts a good 3, 4, 5 weeks to 60K. And it could end at what if the Federal Reserve, what if they decide to hold? That's enough to collapse the market. Just holding in December would collapse the market, in my
You
opinion.
mean not changing the rate?
No rate change, nothing. He says inflation's too high. Maybe because one of their mandates is unemployment. You see?
Mm-hmm.
But if they hold, I think it would be disastrous. It'd be glorious for people who sold and got out. Because all I want to see is this thing dump as low as possible. I want to see as much panic. And this will be great for the next, say, 6 to 12 months to just see everybody just... I'm loving seeing the crypto influencers get everything wrong at the moment. I'm just loving it. I'm loving them, like 1 week going, we're going back to 100K. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm wrong again. We're going down. I'm sorry. We get the meeting next week. The next candle prints in 3 days. Mid candle, it pumps, you get a wick, and then dumps, just like what happened back in 2022.
We'll see.
So
I still think we will have a pump in December, but we'll see. We'll see.
But
Let's
if
move to
you
gold.
if you look, that second pump in 2022, where's the peak there? Yeah. That is March. And March is a magical month, isn't it? March is a magnificent month. Something magical happens in March.
Can you
And it's
believe
always-
the top is again? Can you believe when is the top? The top is around the middle of the month again.
Yeah, what was it was March 13, 20,
14,
March 14, 2024.
24.
Yeah. Oh, you remember the day? Oh, nightmares.
They changed to gold.
Okay. Yeah, so gold, like personally, now this is where I am one of those stupid hodlers. Gold is that thing that I'm like, so I'm not going to hodl Bitcoin. You know, when you fully understand how the economy works and you understand geopolitics and you understand warfare and how the world really works, and you're hodling Bitcoin, okay, good luck with that one. This is what I'm hodling. Now, this could go back to 3,500. I've been looking at the chart thinking we could go back to 3,500, but I'm just going to hold. This is the thing where if things really hit the fan, like things really go wrong, you want to have some gold on you. This is the thing you want. And I'm happy to hold to 3,500. India bought a whole bunch of gold last month. I think you told me a couple days ago that Tether's buying gold now.
Yes.
Everybody's buying gold.
Can you believe Tether? How to say how we call it? The stable coin. Yes, the stable coin is buying gold. But look at the graph. Look at the graph in 3 months. In 3 months aggregated. It's insane.
Yeah. I know. But the issue with gold too is, see, and this is part of the issue. It's not like Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you it might be a bit complicated. You got to sell your crypto, get it off an exchange. You got to put it in a wallet. You can do that in one night. Okay, you might stress and you'd spend a whole night doing that. You want to get your gold out, you got to sell it. You need an accountant to figure out what's going on. You got to get the money into your bank account. Then you got to figure out the capital gains. And if you want to buy again, it's just an ordeal. So this is part of the reason why, especially at the moment, I wouldn't be playing. I wouldn't really be touching my gold. I don't want to be dealing with the tax. I don't want to be selling it. I just want to be holding it.
You see here, the bottom was like, let's say 250. And you went to, let's say 19. So it's funny because the second line looks much more exponential, but it looks like the first part multiply more. So 250 to 19 is multiplied by 7.6. And if we take the bottom of 1160, it makes 8,800 the price of gold. But it's funny how
what
this. So
what? Why 8,000?
So look. So,
I hope it goes to 8,000. This is what is it?
This part, it makes multiply by 7.6.
No, you know that's basically what Bitcoin did. 7.
But the graph looks bigger for here, but you will need another 100% to do this rise. You understood how the graph is like doing a trick?
Are you doing it from the wrong bottom though? You would have to. The bottom would be lower.
The bottom is here.
No, not that low. The next one. That one's fine. Leave that one there. It's the next one needs to be at the.
1 second. So.
Oh, actually, you
This
know,
one?
maybe. Yeah, that's fine.
Let's go for. Okay, I get your point. So this one, the bottom is here. Let's say here. And
maybe,
here
it's
is
hard to say.
1,000. Here is 1,000. It still makes 8,000 as a price. But it's funny how the second part looks much more exponential than the first part, but the first part in multiply more. You got my
But
point?
The first part took like 15 years.
First part took from 2001 took 10 years, 11 years.
Okay.
The second part, it's already 9 years,
What?
10 years.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That chart doesn't make sense then, does it? Same time frame. It shouldn't be that high.
Because I think the second rise is erasing the first.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think it's a trick. I don't know how to say, but it's a visionary trick where you think it's going. So again, look, it was 1,000 here, 1,001. It's just multiplied by 3.8, and here it was 250. So it's funny.
Oh wow. 8,000 would be amazing.
But obviously, it doesn't mean it's going to reproduce. So multiply by 8 here doesn't mean we're going to multiply by 8 again.
Yeah.
But it's funny how we think that the second one is much more important than the first one. Here it's exponential, but if you are looking at the graph at the time in 11, then it must have been very exponential. I don't know if.
Yeah. So. I get what you mean. It's the chart has been.
Here, look. Now that I took off the.
Yeah. No, I get it. No need to keep showing it. Yeah, I get it. But if it was to repeat, we're going to 8. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Are you calling 8K on gold? 8,000 on gold. When would that hit? give me a time frame for this. This is your 3-minute call. This is your 3-minute short.
If history repeats, so 2001 was bottom, 2012 the top, 11 years. Here is 16, 27.
So you're calling by 2027 gold at
78K.
So you're calling gold at 8K. This is your short, by the way. This needs to be snipped into a short. 2027, you think gold will be at 8K?
Yes, 27 during this year, between 7 to 8K. Yes.
You know, I kind of agree, because it only makes sense that this is going to continue to go up. Also, another thing I did look at is, you know, we've had multiple times where the United States went on and then off the gold standard. That's the thing. There wasn't just one time period in the 70s where they went off, because they went on and then they went off. They would go on for 10 years, they'll come off. And it seems like history is repeating. It's not like this is like anything new. It's not like this is a different time period. It's almost like they might need to go on the gold standard again, and then geopolitics will go into play and people will start fighting over gold again. You know, wars will kick off, gold pumps, and we could have another 10 years of gold like this.
And it's funny, if we go back to 80, I think there was this war tension at the time. He went from 120 to almost 900, so almost 8 again. So, can you see here? 97. So the bottom is, let's say, 100. To 100, he went to 880. So multiply by 8 again. Insane, no?
But after it went to 8, it dumped. It didn't do a double pump.
No. 8 divided by 3.
Yeah, which means that gold could go back to what? 3,000?
2005?
2,500.
Yes.
This could
It
be
means
the end.
as soon as you close off 7K, it wouldn't be bad to sell. Here he went from 1,009 to 1,000 divided by 2. So it can go back to between 2.5, 3.
Yeah.
It's funny how you always multiply between 8. Is maybe a magical number.
Maybe. But then this should, if it's going to multiply by 8, we need to be at 7-8K, don't we?
Yes.
So if that happens, then I'll sell.
Can share your profit with me.
If we go to 7K ish, I will start panicking and try to figure out how to get rid of it. Yeah.
Let's watch silver. Silver is amazing.
I have no idea what's going on with that. That's crazy. That's another one.
I wouldn't buy at the moment. But
Jim Cramer, we're going to 500.
What I heard, silver rise 100% over the last 12 months, first time since 79. So it's beating record, it's beating previous record. Yes.
So last time in 2011, silver dumped almost 2 years before gold dumped. How's that?
Let me see if I can put them in the same.
Oh yes, that would be great. Yeah.
Let me see.
Okay, so
silver on the right, gold on the left.
Yeah, we know which one's silver. It's insane. Yeah. So you can see in 2011, you can see there that was the top of silver. Silver started dumping, and then gold started dumping 2 years later, almost a year and a bit, almost 2 years later, 2012, 13.
July, 15 months before.
Okay, so okay, let's just say silver dumps soon, and then we got another 12 months towards the end of 2026, and we hit 8K. Then all of this would make sense, and it'll be time to get the hell out of gold. And
but maybe it's becoming more and more correlated now, so it's very difficult to make a...
I'm just so disappointed that just before I went traveling, did I show you my physical gold, my physical silver that I had?
No, you saw it.
I had door stops, 5 kilo blocks of silver door stops all over my apartment. On my coffee table, one of my coffee holder was a 5 kilo block of silver. I'm not joking. And it was dented. It was all dented because I had silver all over my apartment, but I needed to travel, and I definitely can't carry that. That would be crazy. So I sold it all off, and I missed. I had a good run. Don't get me wrong. It's just I missed another another 100% almost. I just wish yeah. So yeah, I haven't really been looking at silver very much at all. I don't really have an opinion apart from last time silver dumped before gold. That's why that matters to me.
But it's funny how these two assets, they vary, how to say, when they goes up is exponential. Like for
But the difference here is, why is gold tracking it this time? Because silver went exponential in 2011. Gold just had a nice little run up. Silver went nuts. Here we've got gold and silver pumping crazy at the same time. Does that mean that, like, are we in 2010? Is that where we're at? 2010, where gold and silver start to depart. Gold goes sideways a little bit from here. Silver goes parabolic another 100%.
maybe one more quarter for silver, but I cannot believe that he's gonna, how to say, yes. Wow.
This gold is doing something different this time, isn't it?
Yes, he's doing as much good as the silver or even better, which was not the case before. It's funny because for a very long time they were telling, oh, gold God knows where. It used to be like, oh, gold is just keeping the value of inflation. So either they lie and the inflation is 100% in the year, because for a very long time they were telling, oh, gold is just protecting from the inflation, blah blah blah. You remember?
Well, it's a little bit different this time because all through, you got to understand, this entire chart you're looking at, all the way to the beginning of this chart, geopolitics, we only had one superpower, the United States. All the way back to the 1940s, we had one superpower. Now we have three. And the other two can buy gold, and they're using that gold to buy and sell on the international markets, arms, energy, etc. So
Yes.
this is a different game. We're living in a different world, legitimately, not the old saying, oh, okay, look, this is different, but it legitimately is different because the United States, through this entire chart that you're looking at, there was only one superpower buying gold. Everyone else didn't have the purchasing power that the United States had. Everyone else was living in a state of disarray after World War II. And now we've got massive global economy. Even third world countries have the ability to buy gold now. So, and they're all kind of preparing for something. We don't know what. So that all makes a bit more sense. But you got me thinking I might need to figure out I might have to start sending some emails and try to figure out how to offload my gold sooner rather than later. So gold could probably, I really hope you're right. I hope we do blast through to about 8K on gold. That means silver's at 100.
Yes. Why not? Silver at 100 is more logical than Netflix at $100.
Yeah. And so these two.
You prefer to have silver or Netflix in your house?
There you go. There you go. Goes without saying, doesn't it? and silver is used in a lot of electronics, military hardware. You know, it kind of makes sense that around this time when there's a lot of geopolitical stuff going on in the world, you know, yeah.
And COVID has shown that everyone needs this on material, this on assets, because even between between countries, nobody is giving anything to the others. So, and with the politics of Trump, that is more to say protectionist, everyone needs this on material and raw material, and so you cannot rely on a country to provide to you. And so, yes.
Okay, so your call on silver, your call on gold is 8K,
Yes.
2026,
27.
2027. Okay, so you can cut this out and make a short with that. And silver,
8K and $100 on silver.
that's crazy. So we've changed our minds. Bitcoin's going to 60K in the next like 2 weeks. It's going to start heading down, and gold and silver are going to double from here, basically.
Yes, but not in 2 weeks. In 2 years.
Yeah, in a long time. Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. Anything else you want to add? So we'll do a live stream for Jerome Powell. We'll try to time the meeting.
Yes, subscribe to our channel and Leo and Dave, and see you next week.
See you guys next week. Click the subscribe button. Give us a comment. Give us a like. Thanks for coming.
Cheers.
Oh, that was a long one.